What is up, guys? It is your girl Riva, and I am back again with another video. If you're new here, my name is Riva, and I'm here to give you guys my reaction to this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into this video. Okay, I saw this woman known as Know Your Girl for the first time when I was scrolling through social media. I did a reaction to her video, and so many of you were like, oh my gosh, I know who this woman is. I haven't seen her in a long time, and I had never seen this woman before. Okay, so I saw this video on her actual page, and I just wanted to give you guys my feedback on it, my thoughts, my reaction, of course. So we're just gonna go ahead and just jump right into this video.
Your girl back for another video. This video is going to be about where have all the good men gone. This is a topic I talk about quite a bit. Yesterday I did my men going their own way video. Well, this one's going to be about where have all the good men gone. I hear this all the time. I saw articles about it. It's all over TV. It's a common saying amongst women, Western women today. I got to keep saying Western women. There's too many women that keep bringing up women from other countries. When I'm talking about women, y'all, I'm talking about Western women. I am a Western woman. I'm talking about other Western women here in the States. So, this is a common saying amongst women in the West. And a lot of women, you know, just about almost all the females that I know and acquaintances that I've had, one thing I've heard them say at some point is, I can't find a good man. There's no more good men. Where have they gone? You know, what happened to them? Men are pigs. They're dogs. They cheat. You know, you can't trust them. Very, very common. Well, I just want to try to get y'all to see this from a different angle here. And maybe, you know, it'll wake some of y'all ladies up out there. So, ladies, when you're dating a man or you're seeing a man or whatever you want to call it, and he cheats on you, and you're pissed off at him, you know, you want to write off all men, you don't want nothing to do with men anymore. I just want you to think about this. If other women were not so willing to open their legs to a stranger, or if other women were not whores, I'm just going to say it, this kind of stuff wouldn't happen that much. It's just women today are not ladylike whatsoever. Women today will meet a man and sleep with him the same day she met him. Women today want to be like men. They want to meet someone, impress them, sleep with them, and not experience any kind of consequences for it. And they still want to be looked at as a strong woman afterwards, which they won't. You know,
Okay, so I see where she's going with this. I saw this video, but I did not, watch the video. I just saw it on her feed. And I see where she's going. You know, she's basically saying a lot of women look at men and say, "Oh my gosh, like, he's a cheater, he's a this, he's a that. We can't trust men. We have to protect ourselves against men. Why do we even get into these relationships with men?" And she's saying that you're basically you have your vision of being angry in the wrong space. You're wrong at all these men who are, acting off of whatever it is. But you have to realize that they're not sleeping with themselves, which I think is true. I definitely think it's true. But I don't think that the women are not mad at the other woman either, or the women either. But they're also just kind of upset in the fact that, like, they're in a commitment with this in particular person, right? So that person doesn't really owe them anything. It's the particular person that they're in a relationship with. But I get what she's saying. Like, we're in a space right now that, especially now, like, they will sneaky link, they will this, they will that, they will claim that they don't want a relationship. They will claim they don't want to be with any man for real. They just want to have access to him, but they don't necessarily want to be with him. And so if you have a whole, like, culture basically built around that, you're going to have people who are in structured relationships realize that I don't have to take this, I can go elsewhere. So I get where she's coming from. And this video, I think, was done like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So imagine now.
If you're sleeping around, to me, you a whore. If you're sleeping with all these different men and You know, by the time you my age, you done slept with 60, 70, 80, 100 men. You're a whore to me. And that's just my opinion. Ain't none of y'all going to be able to change my mind on that. And again, if I'm speaking and offending you right now, you might as well hang it up right now, because I'm just going to keep on offending you in this video. Well, women today, like I said, they're not ladylike. They walk around, they want to dress skimpy, they want to put on enough makeup to where they start looking like a transsexual. They want to wear fake this, fake that, fake hair on their head, fake eyelashes, where they look like they dressed up for Halloween night. They getting surgery, they getting their lips blown up, they getting their butts done, their breasts done. Nothing's real anymore, and it's all done to impress not only men but other women. Women are in competition with each other. So,
interestingly enough, just to go off of what she's saying, women are in competition with each other, but then they turn around and, can't believe when there's another woman competing for their man. Just going back to the first point that she was making, they're in so much competition with each other, with their friend groups, with their homegirls, but then they don't realize that there's also outside competition as well. There's also the work wife. There's also the people who are treating him better than you are going to treat him. So I think that is worth mentioning as well. And I just want to go into this point too. When it comes to her talking about like the fake eyelashes, the over makeup, the lips, and all kind of stuff, it's not just one race of women that she's talking about. This is across the board. This is a whole bunch of women that she's talking about. It's definitely not just black women or not just white women. It's a thing that everyone is doing. Like when you look on social media, you see so many of these pages of people who will fix your nose, fix your lips, fix your this, fix your jawline, give you Botox, and everyone is intermingling when it comes to what the standard in or what looks good or what's in or what's trending. Just wanted to point that out.
It's not just, they're not just getting like that to impress males. It's also to compete with other women so they can look better than them other women. Women are just extremely insecure and broken today. But trying to stay on topic here, if other women were not whores and willing to lay down and flirt with a married man or a man in a relationship, and this kind of stuff wouldn't happen. Men wouldn't be able to do this kind of stuff. They wouldn't be able to cheat on you as often. They wouldn't be able to, run off or sleep with a woman they just met if the woman wouldn't be willing to do it. So instead of running around blaming men, men are only going along with what women have allowed. So let's go back like 50 years. Let's go back to your grandparents and your great-grandparents. Everybody think about your great-grandparents. Do you think, and I'm generalizing here, typically they were married when they had children. And I want you to think about this. Do you think that when your great-grandmother met your great-grandfather, the first day she met him, she slept with him? Probably not. Back then, women were ladylike. They wore dresses. They covered their bodies. They had a man court them. Then if they were going to be with that man, they typically wanted to be married to that man before they had their children or whatnot. Or if they had a child with that man, they got married afterwards. And women from those times, like your great-grandmother, probably only have slept with one or two partners in their whole life. I know female acquaintances my age that have slept with 60, 70, 80 men, 5 men a year since the age of 16, 15. That adds up, believe it or not. And they don't see nothing wrong with that. And I know women, acquaintances right now, that are in relationships with a man, and they will go out and hang out with ex-boyfriends that they slept with, and will tell their boyfriend they've never slept with that man before. Oh, he's just a friend. I've never slept with him. And
hold up now, because I love how she said in the beginning, she made a disclaimer like, okay, I'm gonna piss y'all off, so if you don't like, if you're gonna be offended, just log off, because she's reeling it all out, and this is so true. Like, there's so many females that I even see, right, that be like, oh, that's my brother, you see the quote unquote brother at the baby shower for her and her new guy. You see the quote unquote brother over here and over there, and it's like that man thinks that that person is only your friend. That's why he's so comfortable with the space that you have around that man. But let's be really honest. Like, he doesn't know that you slept with him. He doesn't know that y'all used to mess around. He doesn't know that y'all used to play. Y'all used to do all these things. So you're pretending that you have a quote unquote brother, or no, like, that's my friend. I would never do something like that. But we got to be realistic. Like, does he really know all those intricate details? He probably doesn't. But your homegirls do, and they support the foolishness. They support him being around. Oh, so and so at the function. Oh, hey, so and so. Looking at you, looking at him like, this is what could have been. Like, we have to be realistic about it. One thing that I wanted to say as well is that she's saying that men are only doing what the women have allowed them to do. And I can agree and disagree at the same time. I can agree as in, if other people weren't down, like I said, for the sneaky links, for the, hit it and quit it lifestyles, then obviously men would approach women differently. That's true. However, also when it comes to stepping out or, cheating or whatever the case is, like, there's a lot of different people in the world. And I think a lot of people, I mean, it's a whole different conversation, but a lot of people try to force monogamy because it's the right thing to do, but they're not necessarily built that way. Whether it's from trauma, whether it's from problems, whatever the reason might be, but everybody is not built the same exact way. And so, if a man is out there and he has like multiple women in his bachelor stage, and then he gets with this woman and then she starts, stressing him out or treating him bad or whatever the case is, that's still within his nature. That's still a part of who he is. So it's not going to be strange or weird if this man still goes and does those things as well. That's a whole different conversation. But I just wanted to, give my take on what she said, allow, and what women allow, because sometimes I think that, we give women a little bit too much credit for certain things that men do, because that would still have the mindset that like women are in control. When in actuality, they're not really, especially when it comes to the relationship sector. They think they are, but they're not.
Seen this happen so much, Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I've been married for 10 years. I don't hang out with ex-boyfriends. I just don't do that. Why? It just could open up the door to something happening, or I just don't do that. I don't do that. I really don't hang out with males. I don't have male friends. I just draw the line on that.
I don't have any exes. I don't have any exes. I don't know you. Okay? I do not know who you are. That's my mentality.
Because I'm a married woman, and it just invites too many issues. So I know a lot of female acquaintances, y'all, and just so many of them, and that I've seen cheat on boyfriends, run around with ex-boyfriends. Fellas, I'm just going to tell you right now, if your girlfriend or your wife is hanging around with an ex-boyfriend and she said she never slept with him, she's probably lying about that. I've seen this hundreds of times.
Yep.
And I don't know why women continue to do that, but they'll get in a relationship with a man, they want to go hang out with ex-boyfriends, and they want to tell their new man, oh, he's just a friend, I've never slept with him. He was just, it was just puppy love. We never actually had sex. But they did.
Right.
I have a female acquaintance right now that actually hangs out with several of her ex-boyfriends that she was sexually active with. And her new boyfriend has no idea that she had sex with these guys. He actually believes that she didn't. It's just, there's too many women that are deceitful today. They lie, they deceitful, they're whores, they want sexual attention, and they're insecure. And it's just, men would not be able to cheat and run off with another woman or sleep with another woman they just met if women would not allow it. Okay, I'm talking about, single women, basically. So if you're in a relationship with a man and he meets a woman somewhere and they start flirting and she invites him to have sex, and he does, if she wouldn't have, agreed to it, it wouldn't have happened.
I want to say this too. Two things I want to say, and then we're gonna continue the video. First thing I want to say is, again, I think that we're giving a little bit too much credit. I think what we should be saying is that these women that are focused on their man sleeping outside with somebody else, and well, now instead of being mad at him, now I'm just going to switch the blame and be mad at you. I think a lot of women need to just do a checklist within themselves. Like, what happened in this relationship? What is it that, that spark was gone, that he no longer saw, had interest in you? Or what problems do you have? Because a lot of women have some serious problems in their relationships, like horrible problems. They talk to him bad. They, you know, run him through the mud. Okay, put this man through hell, basically. And then they're so shocked when that man has the courage or strength, or has the mindset like, oh, I don't have to deal with this. Or, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go do something that makes me feel good. And deep down, they know why. They know why. It's not because of the other woman. It's not necessarily even because of the man. It's because you ran him away. You reject him all the time. Not saying that it's right. I'm not justifying nothing. I know how y'all like to do, but I'm just saying, you reject him, you do all of these things. You're not a pleasant person to even be around. You don't even like your own self. Right? And so you literally run him into the arms of somebody else. And then you turn around and you're acting shocked, like, oh my God, I can't believe he did this. So I think in this conversation, it's more of like, I think that women can take it away that they say, oh, so I should just shift the blame. And so it's okay, I'll just shift the blame to her. And it's like, no, but in actuality, you need to just look inside of yourself. Sometimes it's just, why did you even attract a person that's toxic? Sometimes it's just as simple as that. Or sometimes it's, what is it in you that is allowing this person to feel like they can do these things, right? If your checklist is clear. But majority of the time, I won't even give a percentage, but majority of the time, when a woman looks back and she has been, stepped out on or cheated on, it's been a long time coming. Okay? There's been this disrespect after this, after this, after that has been piling up, and she's not necessarily shocked. That's why a lot of women, they will stay. Because they know their role that they had to play in it. And the other thing that I wanted to say very quickly, we're going to jump right back in, is, this is her perspective, right? So she's saying, you sleep around, you're a whore, you're this, you're that, But the thing is that I think that there's a lot of, one of the words that she said that was key, brokenness. There's a lot of brokenness, right? And though that doesn't, in the world, it doesn't really matter, because the world doesn't owe you, what is it that KS used to say? The world doesn't owe you, I think he said, like, understanding. The world doesn't owe you understanding, right? But if you listen to every single person, like, there's always a reasoning as to why they are the way that they are. Now, people go through things. People have childhood traumas that they have to heal from. People definitely overlook or skip over the fact that they definitely need to go to therapy, okay, and sit down and talk to somebody about everything that they've gone through. But at the same time, we're not talking about the basis of why you are the way that you are, but also it doesn't mean that somebody has to stand there and take whatever version of you that you present to them because of your traumas. I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, but I hope you are. Like, there's different reasons as to why people act a certain way. It's not just all one way. It's not just, somebody just choose to sleep around because they just want to sleep around. Like, some people deal with traumas in a certain way as well. So we're not negating that part. It's just, at the end of the day, as I said, the world doesn't owe you understanding. And if you are just going to come as you are and feel like you don't have to evolve, change, or grow, you can't expect somebody to be subject to the traumas that you have not dealt with. And that they just have to deal with the version of you that you're bringing and not be able to deal with the best version of yourself.
Okay? And I know there's going to be some women that say, oh my God, I can't believe you could blame this all on women. Well, I am. Because to me, naturally in nature, I'm just being honest here, I think men can have more partners. When you think of like the lion pride, or you think of, other mammals, the male's job is just to impregnate the females. The females don't go off and have a bunch of different partners. I know we're civilized.
I mean, I think it's just logistics too. Like, a man can as many women pregnant in a year as he wants to, you know, and a woman can only get pregnant once. I think that just shows how different our nature is, you know, for sure.
Oh, I mean, I'm married. I have one partner, my husband. I'm his one partner. But the thing is, women. I look at women like they're supposed to be more ladylike. It's that's our nature. We're supposed to be more ladylike. We're not supposed to meet a man and go open up our legs right away. It's just so disgusting and unladylike to me when women do that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I think highly of a man that just sleeps around just all the time and with random, women and don't know who he's sleeping with and this and that. But I look down more on a woman that does that because I look at a woman to be, like I said, more ladylike. Like I wish women would go back to being like they were when my grandmother was younger. My great grandmother. In those times, women were less likely to be the way they are today. The numbers were very, very low. If you had your whore in society back then, everybody, knew who the town whore was and nobody liked them. But today, it's like it's rare to find a woman that's not like that.
That's true, right? That's true. We can, even if we just look at like old movies and stuff, we know that that's true.
Okay, and that's really sad to me. Women, ladies, if you respect yourself and you respect your body and you stop opening your legs to a man you just met, I know you want to impress him. I know you want him to like you, but the thing is, he's not. He's just going to. It's just going to be for that moment. He's going to get off. The next day he's going to come and he's going to forget all about you until he gets horny again. You're not going to ever be anything more than that to him if you choose to lay down with him right away.
Now, again, I have to say, this video was like posted 4 or 5 years ago. And I mean, everything that she's saying is wishing upon a star. Okay, it is wishing upon a star because the way how the culture is now, the way how the whole, like I said, the culture around it, like the lifestyle, like the way that the women portray themselves now is like it's drastically worse than when she was even making this video. And to be honest, like that's not going to, at this point, it's unfortunate because what she's saying, I understand. Like, have more self-respect, have more pride. Like, he could wait, you don't have to rush into it. But we're at this state now that it's like, if you don't, and not to listen, if you have your morals, your religion, or whatever it is that makes you a certain way, by all means, you know what I'm saying? But now we're at the stage where men are like, okay, well, not that they won't, or that they won't respect you if you don't, or that they won't wait or whatever, but, tying a man out at this point is kind of like, bizarre because people are just throwing it. What she was saying about like the town whore and nobody used to like her. I mean, at this point, the person who would be considered like the town whore is probably like some of the people that have the most social media followers, like some of the people who are the most influential, to, fashion, to makeup, to whatever it is. So it's interesting because that's complete opposite. Now that is what people look at as admiration. It's completely different time. Like, it's a completely different time.
And that's just the way it is. He's not going to respect you. He's not going to look at you as wife material. You're just going to be slut material. Okay? He's not going to look at you as somebody he could lean on and trust. I wouldn't want to trust a woman that the minute I met her, she was trying to open her legs to me. If I was a man, I might take it, but I ain't going to want to marry her. That's just being honest. That's just being real. But I don't know where we're heading with all this, but where have all the good men gone? They're still here. The thing is, they're just less likely to want to commit to women today because women are so deceitful, they're not trustworthy, and they tend to be whores. That's the only word I can come up with. I really can't think of anything else. They're just whores. And I know so many women that I have a lot of experience with this. I have a lot of female friends from the past, acquaintances that are in relationships right now with a man, with children, and put on this facade that they're good women, they're perfect, they're good to their man, but in reality, the first time another man comes by and flirts with them or something, she's ready to, jump out of her panties. And that's just being honest. I've seen this before. And it's because the woman is so insecure. Ladies, we wouldn't have to worry so much about you wouldn't have to worry so much about your man running off on you or jumping in bed with another woman if other women would start being more ladylike.
If you treated your man right in the first place, you'd have a lot less worry. If you knew you weren't pushing him over the edge in the first place, you'd have a lot less worry. If you were secure in the person that you are, you would have a lot less worry. If you were secure in your own image, fitness wise, health wise, you would have a lot less worry. If you took care of yourself, you'd have a lot less worry. If you took care of your man, you'd have a lot less worry. If you took better care of your home, you would have a lot less worry. Before we even get outside of the home, let's just talk about inside. Let's just talk about you first.
Okay? We would have, our marriages would last longer. We would have less divorce. We would have less hooking up. I don't like this new dawn of, this hookup stuff going on. Women, these feminists are really brainwashing women into thinking that they can sleep around and hook up one night stands and still feel good about themselves. And that is just not true, ladies. You're not going to feel good about yourself when you're sleeping around. You're going to feel like a dirty, used up washcloth. You're just not going to feel good about yourself. What makes me feel good about myself is the fact that I'm not out sleeping around. I have one man and one man only. No one else will be able to be with me. No one else will know what it's like to be with me. And that makes me feel good. I feel good about myself. I'm only for one person. And, I'm not saying that's for everybody, but it's just if women were more ladylike and demanded respect and didn't sleep around and held out and showed men that they trustworthy and that they respect themselves, they would be treated a lot better. And then you wouldn't have to worry about your man running off with somebody or having a one night stand with somebody. Because if all women respected themselves and didn't do that kind of stuff, it wouldn't happen. And I just want to tell y'all a little story real quick because this video is getting kind of long and I'm almost home. The other day I was at the store and I was shopping by myself and this man came up to me. He was a nice looking man, I'm not going to lie. And, built tall. He came right up to me and said, you're beautiful. Where are you from? I love how you look. You're so beautiful and this and that. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I kept walking and he stopped me again and he said, I really would like to get your phone number. You're gorgeous and I really want to get to know you. And I said, I'm sorry, but I'm a married woman. And I tried to walk off again and he followed me again. He's like, married? I'm married too. That's okay. It's no big deal. That's okay. I can't get your number. I'm like, absolutely not. And this is the last time I'm going to tell you no. Okay? Thank you for the compliment. Bye. And I started walking off. Now, what I thought about, what really surprised me was the fact that when I told him I'm married, he didn't feel the need to back off at that point. It was like, when I thought about it, I'm like, he must ask a lot of women for their numbers, and when they married, he still gets the number. So he's used to getting the number, and he's used to women, cheating basically. That's why he was so. I couldn't get him to leave me alone. I couldn't. No, was not enough. I'm married. I'm not doing it. You don't do that. You sure? Come on. You don't do that. Like it just made me feel like he's used to getting numbers from women that are already taken. He's used to it. And that's why he kept on pressing me, because I think that he does that to a lot of women that he'll they'll say they married or they're in a relationship and then he'll keep asking them and then they'll give up the number and he'll start talking to them. They probably start sleeping together on the side. So he's so used to that he thought I was going to do that. And that's really sad to me that that's how many women out there are willing to sabotage their marriage or, their relationship to get a little bit of attention. So, ladies, it's about us being more respectful to our bodies, ourselves, and being more ladylike. And you wouldn't have to worry about, men doing this and that to you with other women. If all women started being more respectful. So that's going to conclude my video.
It threw me off a little bit when she said that another man was attractive. That part just threw me off because the way how she speaks, I wouldn't expect her to even say something like that, you know? But I get what she was saying about, the guy was like kind of like running her down and, didn't stop. And, there's various reasons for that. Men will just try, sometimes men holler at somebody just to see if they still got it. Sometimes they're not expecting anybody to take the bait. They're just trying something, especially if it looks like, ooh, she looks very, a certain way. But yeah, like a lot of people are down for things like this, especially now, right? Like, especially now, a lot of people are down for the get down, they're just looking for the next thrill or the next exciting new thing or the next opportunity to be with somebody who they've never experienced before, so it is a lifestyle thing. But again, I get where her stance is in, if there was a lot more women who were respectful, that, men would have other options and they wouldn't do certain things. And again, I have to say, a lot of women just need to take their accountability for the way that they act in their relationships, the way that they treat their men in relationships, the way that they are experienced by their spouse. And I think that would change the narrative to a lot of things. It's not necessarily looking at somebody to blame. It's not necessarily, going from being mad at your man to being mad at this girl. It's more about looking at yourself and seeing, what in you did you miss? What are you not doing? What were you not, what was the issue? What was the problem? Because a lot of people aid to the problems and aid to the drama and then act surprised, as I said before. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Love you.